if the time wasn't yesterday, the time is now. If the time wasn't 2 years ago, the time is now. And looking back on my journey, it's like I could see why, things progress now than they ever did before. It's because I had to prepare myself.
Before magazine, Detroit, baby, we out here. You see what's going on? We activated, we ain't playing no games.
Let's get into it, man. What up, though, man? It's GX from the Foreign Magazine. And today we got the honor to sit down with somebody that I would like to say is different in a good way. In a time where music is just so like you know what you're gonna get for the most part. When you turn on the radio, you know what you're gonna get. You like a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? You coming with the vibes, like neo soul type vibes. Like old school funk vibes, like just that Motown. I ain't gonna lie, I feel that Motown spirit when I listen to your music. So without further ado, man, we got Ingenious Key in the building. What's going on, sis?
What's up, y'all? It's Ingenious Key. We are in the building.
I'm sure you've been working, grinding, you feel me, trying to do this music thing. You know what I mean? We know it's a journey and it's a road with it, you feel me? But and looking at your platform and what you build and what you doing, it look like you ready for the journey. Would that be a fair assessment?
Oh, I'm ready. You gotta skip getting ready. I am ready. I was born for this. I've been really preparing myself since I've been a kid to really go after what I really want to do in life. So if the time wasn't yesterday, the time is now. If the time wasn't 2 years ago, the time is now. And looking back on my journey, it's like I could see why, things progress now than they ever did before. It's because I had to prepare myself. Like I had to become more confident. I have to get out of my shy stage because back then I was shy, and I had to become more of a sociable person. I'm a sociable person, but it took me time to get into that. I had to get out of my shell in order for people to, you know, see who I really am for real. And people
Absolutely.
gravitate towards just the real you.
For sure, for sure. I agree 100%. And even speaking about the music, man, you got this new single that you've been pushing crazy, man. If you can just tell the people a little bit
Yes.
about it.
So wanting more, it's actually a song that I had created with a band. They had called me over. They was like, "Hey, we are looking for some singers to help us with an album." So I'm like, okay, it was like a group of us there. It was like me and like I was really kind of like the only singer there. I think it was like another singer, another female singer, if I'm not mistaken, on this particular day that this
Hmm.
song was created though. And then it was just like they played this beat, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, take your tongue out all night. I was really nervous back then. I was still shy. So I was sitting next to a writer and I was just saying this to myself. I'm like, take your tongue out all night. And if he didn't have said anything to me, I probably wouldn't have even told him, like, yeah, I
Mm.
came up with something, y'all. He was like, say that again. I'm like, take your tongue out all night. He like, y'all, she got something. I need you to say it louder. Tell him what you got. So I'm like, take your tongue out all night. And then I'm like, I wanted to switch up the cadence. So I'm like, okay, baby, you got me going crazy. I'm like, all right. So that's all I had. And then I had to like write a little bit more to the beat. So at first I thought I was just going to be on the chorus because in my head, what I visualized for the song was because it was like four other rappers there and they
Hmm.
were all like old school rappers and that was an old school beat. So in my head, I'm like, we all about to hop on this song. Y'all about
Right.
to rap. I'm gonna be on the
You
chorus and
say the
like,
whole song end up
yeah,
being
the
yours.
whole song end up being my song. I'm like, I didn't expect it to be my song because I still to this day was like crazy, like, wow, I really created a song like that. And it just came out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere. And they was just like, we need you to write the first verse. I'm like, shoot, how am I gonna do this? This is a tough beat. That beat was pretty tough. So I'm like, I get off of work and I'm like, all right, let's write. Let me write. So then I come up with this because I knew I wanted to, because I knew I had to follow the course because
Hmm.
I freestyled the course. So I had to stay in that subject.
Hmm.
So I knew you know, it is a provocative song, but I still wanted to keep it clean. So I had to write in a way to where it could be more pleasing to the ears and it won't reveal so much. So I just started writing the first verse. I took it back to them. I'm like, okay, who's gonna get on the second verse? I don't this who's gonna get on the second verse. So actually, my piano coach, who also is the producer of the beat, he actually wrote the second verse to the song. He was going to actually hop on it. He recorded it, and then, you know, they all decided that this should just be my song. So I just took his verse and I changed up a couple words to make it fit me, and then, you know,
That's dope, man. That's hard. I ain't
history.
gonna lie, that's hard. And like so far, like what's been a response that you've been getting from it? Like, you know what I mean, feedback wise.
um, really good feedback. Like honestly, that song right there alone, because I wrote that song 2 years ago. I recorded it 2 years ago, but not the final version that you guys hear nowadays.
Got you.
I recorded the final version probably like 2 months ago, and so I was like, um, the feedback I was getting from that song, it gave me my confidence because a lot of people was messing with the song. I actually have two songs. The other song is not out yet. I was really debating on which songs I was going to put out first, either my R&B song, which is you guys haven't heard yet, or my pop song. So when I go to showcases and I perform both songs, I get a lot of people really, really liking wanting more. And people will come to me like, yo, your song been stuck in my head. I really like this song. When you dropping this song? I had a performance back in September. I was headlining for a fall solstice festival. And this girl who heard me sing, but she didn't hear me sing at the Fall Solstice Festival. She heard me sing a couple months prior to that. She texted me on Instagram, was like, yo, that song, it got me seeing colors. Like, oh my God, I love this song. When are you dropping it? So many people was anticipating for me to drop it. So I'm like, okay. So since everyone is gravitating towards this song, let me go ahead and
Get
drop
that
this
one off
song
first,
first.
for sure.
And now that when I heard this song and I was so satisfied with what I created, it gave me so much confidence. Like, yo, Key, you really got talent for
For
real.
sure.
Because I've been through so much to where people would tell me like, you know, hey, you probably need to take vocal classes, or you need to project more, or you need to learn how to stay on key, or you're tone deaf, you're pitchy. And back then it made me feel like, all right, it's something wrong with my singing.
Yeah.
So I stopped having confidence. So then I had a vocal coach back in 2021. I still go to her till this day. She helped me get out of my head because she say 90% of singing is in your head. She later told me like, you know, it's not that you're tone deaf. It's the fact that you hear the keys, but you don't have the technique to produce the keys that you're hearing.
Yeah.
So for any other singers out there, if people tell you that you're tone deaf, you're pitchy or anything like that, by any means, if you can hear what is being played on the piano, even though you may not be able to match the key with your voice, you can still hear it. Tone deaf and you can't hear at all. You just can't hear it. You just have to develop a technique that allows you to produce the sound that you hear. And that's
Man,
all it is technique.
man, I truly appreciate you for dropping that gem, because what we try to do, everybody that come on, we try to gear the interview to a direction where somehow, some way, the people that's watching and listening can take something back, apply to their careers or whatever the case may be,
For sure.
and hopefully it be, you know what I mean, something of value. So I definitely appreciate you for dropping that jewel, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So if we can, let's rewind and bring it back a little bit, man, so that the people can understand you a little bit more.
Okay.
One thing with being an artist is just being an artist, but the people that go to the next level is the people whose fans understand who they are as a person, where they come from, so that they can better understand where they going. So if you can, where you from, man? Talk a little bit about your upbringing, and you know what I mean, like what was it like, you know, being in the city, if you from the city.
I am from Detroit, Michigan. I was born in Detroit. I moved out of Detroit when I was about 8 or 9. Then I started going to Oak Park and been to Oak Park and Southfield schools, areas ever since then. I'm now 26. So it took me some time as a kid. I've always, you know, liked it to sing, dance. I could draw as well. that's like a hidden talent of mine, of being able to draw and paint. I could draw, sing, dance, and I was also a majorette as a kid as well. It took me some time to really get into music, like actually like fully and saying like, yo, this is my purpose. I've always written music since I've been a kid, especially since middle school. I did poetry first, and then I started later on writing music. I knew music was something I wanted to do once I got like middle school, high schoolish, but it's just like I knew something was really missing. So then back in 2018, I had met a record label. I started recording with that record label. Some things happened with that record label, and I decided to venture off into doing other things. It didn't make me lose confidence in doing music, because back then I'm like, you know, I felt like I had all the access I needed back then, and they were one of the people that one of the first people to believe in me and see talent. Because back then, if you guys heard my music 5 years ago, you guys would be like, "What the?" Like, I've grown so much from then until now, and it's so crazy. So after, back in 2019, I did take a 2 year hiatus from music. I started getting into photography. I started getting into motivational speaking. I started getting into forex and showing people how to do forex. So then 2021, fast forward, I meet someone. I did fall in love, and they do say that when you fall in love, love transforms you. It extends you into a greater you. So with that being said, that person was also an artist as well. Helped me get a vocal coach. We got the same vocal coach now. And so music just kept following me. So, you know, I got transformed into doing music again. It made me realize like music is really my passion, it's my purpose. And as I was just trying to find myself between, in my early 20s, I'm like, what do I want to do in life? And I had to look at the people that was around me. The people around you give you a good sense of who you are and what you want to be. Like the people you attract. I was around a lot of artists all the time. It made me realize like I'm an artist for real. And I noticed when I was a kid, I started looking at my childhood, because the things that you are into as a kid helps you navigate the things that you're going to be into as an adult. When I feel like when your kid self, it comes here already knowing.
Mm,
Like your kid self comes here already knowing what they want to do, but then society kind of,
for
takes us
sure.
away from that, and we forget all of the things that we did as kids. I've always sung, always. Hey, I might have took a Justin Bieber song and wrote the lyrics and said, "I wrote this song,
Right, right.
guys."
I think every artist started off that way, damn near.
So, and I fooled all my family, like, "Oh, you wrote this good song?" Like, "Yes, I did." So it just took me, self reflecting on who I was as a child, and realizing like when I was a kid, I love singing, I love dancing. And I went into like, if you guys are spiritual and you guys, believe in astrology, I also started getting into my natal chart as well. My natal chart told me a lot about my career path and things like that I'm interested in. And it was always said something about music, um, talking, or just being, podcasts, entertainment, anything entertainment wise. And if music don't work out, I'm not even though I know what it is, it's gonna work out
But you're
for
not
me.
boxing yourself
Yeah,
in.
I'm not
It's
gonna
just
box
yeah,
myself in, because I know I'm very talented, and I'm very talented in multiple areas in my life, not just music. Like I said, I do photography, and I like to talk to people. I did, before I realized music is my passion, I did want it to be a motivational speaker. Go and talk to people, and kind of. I don't like to label myself as like a life coach or a motivational speaker, because I feel like that comes with people trying to hold you up to a pedestal.
yeah, yeah, for sure, yeah.
And I'm not perfect, and I don't want people to look up to me as like I'm their god or something like
Hmm.
that, because people do, like, once you get certain titles, people, they don't want you to do no wrong. It's like you're perfect in their eyes, and in one moment you do something wrong, you act
Oh,
human, they like, oh no, you're not the person, so I never wanted to label myself as that. I'm just me.
for sure. And so, because you said something real interesting, I think it was just more so the like just the different things that you've been able to be good at. If you can go back to your early days and kind of pinpoint where did you get this like ambiguous spirit, like where you just like, hey, I want to try this, I want to try that, I want to do this, I want to do that. I think some people kind of just stay here, but it kind of seemed like you was everywhere, which kind of made it easier as you got older to say, I got options to choose from, as opposed to somebody else that's like, damn, I don't even really know what I want to do in life.
Um, I think it really just depends on, because everyone has a purpose. Not everybody' purpose is going to be like, hey, I'm going to be a jack of all trades and get into everything. You know, some people can only focus on one thing. It's just all about what that person's life path has is for them to come into this world. So I feel like mine's is just, I am who I am. So and also I didn't just have this spirit just growing up. I also had parents who got me into everything as well,
Yeah.
which also helped me be this person that I am today. Like now I know the reason why I like getting into everything, because God lead, my mama had me in everything. When I was a
You
kid, I
said
was
she was putting you in every program,
I was
everything,
in
huh?
everything. Like I was always a busybody. My mama always made sure I was busy, and I was in everything. I was a majorette. I was a tap dancer. I was a hip hop dancer. I did cheerleading. I did African dance. I believe I even tried karate.
Right. Did you love that early on, or was that something that you had to reflect back on and kind of be grateful of?
um, I loved it. I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy it, and I'm very grateful. Looking back on it, I'm grateful because it helped build who I am today. Honestly, being such a busybody, like I'm such a busybody now. And I had to tell my mom, like, Mom, I'm so busy because of you. Like, you kept me so busy. It's like now I got to keep this routine going. And I just, I was always, even then, if I wasn't, going outside doing other activities, I still was just always doing everything. If I'm in the house, I'm drawing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm singing, I'm painting,
Mm-hmm.
creating music, or I'm even creating choreography. I'm even coming up with dances. I have all my cousins coming over, and we
Straight
about to dance, y'all.
up. For real.
I was always that kid, like y'all guys will come over, we gonna dance. So I've always been that type of person to be the jack of all trades. Now I did lose that because when you get older as a girl, especially we go into puberty, and then we start getting into like losing confidence in ourselves and stuff like that. So after that, after like graduating high school, I started to have to pick all of that stuff back
That
up.
was the point where all of these different emotions and thoughts began to come in
Yeah,
right after high
right
school.
after high
Okay.
school, it's like, oh my god, like what do I want to do in life? Like, 'cause even in high school, I was writing music, but when I had people around me, it was just like, dang, like y'all so good, and I'm just like
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. You hold yourself up to them who may been doing this for
Yeah, for years
yeah,
though, and
yeah.
that was my problem. They've been doing it for years, girl. You baby, you just getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Work at your pace. You're going to get there, and that's what everybody was telling us. Like, girl, you gonna get here. I promise you. And it's so crazy because looking back, after high school, 2019, once I started recording with the label, I'm like, wow, I've grown, and this is the time that they was talking about. It took
Mm-hmm.
me it take a while, and I was just comparing myself to people who've been in this game for 5 years, and I'm just now starting into the game
Absolutely.
a year ago, and so it just took me some time.
So I heard you talk about life path, if
Hmm.
I ain't mistaken. Um, I'm a person where, let's say I don't understand that, right? I don't understand that language. I don't understand astronomy or astrology. In a brief explanation, could you teach me per se a little bit about my life path, or would you have to have more information to do so? How do that work? Like, you feel me?
Honestly, I will have to actually get your birthday,
Okay.
the year that you was born, and then all I do is just add those numbers and simplify it, and it'll give me either a single digit number or a double digit number. Usually the double digit numbers are master numbers, and your life path number just give you an insight of it is subject to change depending on who you are. Some of it may apply, some of it may not apply. And then your life path number gives you a sense of why you're here.
Mm, got you.
My life path number is 2. I'm about sensitivity, emotion, um, bringing harmony, relationships, which also makes sense on why I'm emotional. And not just your life path number, you also have your zodiac sign, you have your natal chart,
Mm-hmm.
you have other zodiac signs within your natal chart that makes you you. So say I'm a Gemini and you may know 10 other Geminis and
Yeah.
you'd be like, hey, y'all don't really act alike.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
y'all a
Yeah.
little different. Hey, because my moon sign may be Libra and their moon sign may be Aries, you
Gotcha.
know, and that's just how they first impression is. So your moon sign, I believe it's your moon sign, if I'm not mistaken. People who listen to who know about spirituality, don't get on my ASS for this, okay? So it's like I know your moon sign for sure deals with your emotions. So people got different signs within them just to that makes them who they are. And for people who don't believe in astrology or astronomy, I mean, you can kind of look up into the sky. You can see that there's stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all astrology is the stars that and how the study of stars and how they interact with you.
Gotcha.
Astronomy is the interaction of stars and how the stars interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So astrology is how they interact with you. Astronomy is the study of how stars interact with each other.
Got you.
And so,
when did you start that journey?
well,
And who was like some of your influences? You feel me? That you were watching, just in case somebody may want to, you know what I mean? You know, pursue it and learn more about it.
um, I've always had like a curious mindset. So I probably didn't really start getting, I've always loved science. I've always been into astrology and stuff like that, but not really simply like truly understanding how it navigates your life. I never knew like, okay, I believe in it, but what's the point of it, you know? But I didn't start getting into the point of it till about 2021 is when I started actually like diving deep into it
Mm-hmm.
and being able to show people a little bit about themselves as well, help people navigate themselves as well. So I didn't really get deep into the nits of it and
Yeah, yeah.
learning how to have a conversation like this. I could explain a little bit to
You are
you.
right, for sure.
I didn't get into that until 2021.
Got you. Do you? And it's just me asking in general because I got a lot of questions in my head when I hear you talking about it. Do you think that conflict with like religion or God, like is it some type of like what's your thoughts on that? Because most people that's more often to, you know, astrology, astronomy or whatever, they and more the science facts, they kinda like, y'all can keep, you know, God, you know, whatever the case may be.
um in all honesty, if you believe in religion, you believe that God creates everything, God created astrology, a lot of people try to stray away from astrology because, you know, they'll say like it's, you know, a little demonic, it's the, you know, it's the devil, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. But the Bible talks about astrology. So I'm not really sure why certain it don't really conflict with religion. It all depends on how you use it
Mm-hmm.
and what's your perspective on it, because
Gotcha.
I think your perspective can conflict astrology and religion. Like
Right.
I believe all religions there's some truth in it, and they all talks about, they all have a common denominator. They just have their own
Ways of,
deity
yeah,
and ways that they express this way of living.
for sure.
And we all are here to express ourselves. You just got to find a way. What's your way of expressing yourself in this lifetime? So if it conflicts, if religion conflicts your astrology, your belief in astrology, you just got to change your perspective. I actually had know someone who used to be heavy into astrology, and you know, and she was just like she had to stop because it kept conflicting with her
Mm-hmm.
religion. It was making her feel some type of way. So I just feel like you just gotta change your perspective, because and it's how you're reading
Mm-hmm.
the Bible. So if you gotta read the Bible as like it's just talking about like characters,
Yeah,
and once
yeah.
you look at it, you'll be able to see that the Bible talks
Similarities in the,
about
yeah.
astrology, honestly. And I
Gotcha.
can't quote a Bible verse, so
I mean, shit, I could. Yeah, no, I damn near could think of one, like, cause even with, you know, real quick, like, I think they would, like, baby Jesus was born or something, and the three wise men was following the stars or something like that. Like, I mean, that may be a little, so you know, I do my one too. You feel me? But that's something that I could think of. But that's dope though, and that's insightful. I'm gonna be looking into it just to just to see.
Yeah, if they're talking about stars is just nothing. Zodiac signs is just nothing. Like if you believe in the Dipper, right? And you can look at it and you can see that the stars are in a certain position. They create this image. That's what the stars is when they create a zodiac. It's like the Big Dipper. When they say a Gemini, where the term Gemini and twins come from, is there's stars that's in the sky and how they are aligned with each other. When you connect the dots, like we all been to school and been to science, and we had to. I forgot what particular thing it was.
I know what you're talking
but
about.
we had
you
to
draw them lines,
yeah,
connect them.
yeah, like
for sure.
So that's really all it is. And like with Gemini, it got like certain stars that is aligned with each other, and then when you connect them, it looks like a body set of twins of two people. So that's where the sign Gemini come from, and where everyone, twins and things
Right,
like
right,
that.
right, right.
That's all it is.
Got you. So just to pivot, and get back into the music, I wanted to ask you, when you in the studio, right, and you about to prepare to make a song, a record, what does Ingenious Key need to have the perfect studio session to be able to create the music that you feel, should be put out?
I need a private session. Definitely need a private session. I had my times where it was so many people in my studio session and I just couldn't focus, and I need to mentally prepare myself. I need to already be prepared before I even get into the studio. So back then, like, yeah, I used to sit in the studio for 4 to 5 hours straight trying to rehearse my song before I go ahead and record it. But I ended up having a panic attack doing that because I was trying to get everything so perfect.
Yeah.
So now it's just about preparing. So now I have my own recording studio where I can just, for the drafts, record everything that I need to do. I also have a vocal coach. So if I need to clean up some notes, she'll help me get those notes consistently. We make sure that we are 100% prepared before we go ahead and get into that studio, because now I only focus on one song per studio session, and that's how I'm able to get the song how I want it to be created, instead of saying like booking a 2 to 3 hour session, and I'm like, oh my god, because I've done this before. So I'm speaking from experience.
That pressure of having to come up with songs like, and execute all 3 songs.
It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure for me, and then I'm in my head, and I'm like, dang, bro, it's like I got like 2.5 more hours, and I'm still on the first verse of this song, and I still gotta clean this song up some more. And now I'm in my head because I can't fully focus on this song because I got another song I gotta record, and I don't want to keep spending money. I don't want to spend all this all this time with just this one song. So I have to make sure I'm fully prepared. One thing more, when I recorded that song, I've been rehearsing that song for so long before I even went in there. And I've recorded that before too, but those were drafts. So I record drafts first. I record them at home by myself. I record my drafts. I make sure I get all of my notes consistent.
Oh, you got a tedious process, though. Like, hey, no, but that's hard though. Like, cause I be studying like different artists and stuff like that, and like even when you look at Drake, like if you really understand like how long it take him to actually create a song, cause he real meticulous. So when you wonder, like, damn, it seems like everything he dropped hit. It's because he putting, he putting that focus in the record.
Effort, yes.
What do you need in a session? Like, what's your must-have? Like, I need this to keep me relaxing.
Me and my vocal. I do need water for sure. I do need my water. I need my tea to make sure my vocals are very relaxed, so I can go ahead and produce the sound that I want to produce. I do have my vocal coach sitting in the studio with me because I'm just now learning how to record. There's a difference between learning how to record and learning how to sing. Those are 2 totally different things, though. So she just be there assisting me. Like, say if I'm flat, she'd show me like, the technique, how to do it. But what she's doing is just teaching me to do this myself. Yes, and encourage me as well, and just allowing me to be able to do this without her. So she's only doing this to later on I'll be able to do this and knock out my studio sessions without her. I actually recorded Nowhere, the song I'm dropping next in February, guys. February 14th for Valentine's Day. I didn't actually record that song without her. I recorded that song just me and my engineer, and I have a very I'm just very like a perfectionist. I'm very hard on myself. I don't like to rush music. I don't like to rush songs. You know, I like to focus on one song per studio session. That's how my songs sound the way that they sound, because I put my focus and energy into one song at a time. Like, yeah, people say, when you drop, you gotta keep consistently dropping and things like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm prepared. Before I drop my first song, I do have 4 to 5 other songs that's about to get ready to follow up.
Right.
You know, but best believe it took me 2 years to write these
Straight
songs.
Straight up. Straight up, yeah.
2 to 5 years to write this song. So best believe it took me time. Now, the better and more comfortable I am getting with it, I am getting quicker.
Yeah.
And with writing music, and not even just writing music, because I write my songs kind of challenging. So like certain notes I be having to get consistent, and my vocal coach be like, it's like my mind does it on its own. I intentionally do not be writing my songs like, yeah, we're gonna go high this note, then we're gonna drop it low this note.
So it's like you taking risks, like you taking different risks as you writing the song, but when it's time to actually do it, it's like, damn, why I put myself in this situation.
I do this like, all the time. Yeah. To my vocal coach, I'll be like, why did I write? Why did I? Yeah. She was like, your brain is doing it on your own. You're a very great creator.
And that's dope though, because what it sounds like to me is that you know the way that the song is supposed to go. Like you got the rhythm, you got all the rhythms, you got when a song, you know, when you should go high, when you should go low, you know, when you should stay here, so that when you actually do it, you feel me, it's a good record or whatever, just based off of what you hear. Like you ain't thinking when you writing, you just writing, just going off.
Yeah, it's like vibe. My subconscious just takes over when I'm writing, and I'm just able to just like, I actually just wrote a song a couple of days ago actually. It was just off of my experience and others' experience as well. Didn't take me long at all, but I also noticed that I have a pattern. As a singer or a writer, rather if you're a rapper and you're a writer, we all have our own patterns, you know, when it comes to writing music. I just found out my pattern is I've always liked to go down a couple octaves at the end of my bar. So I noticed that every song I write, at the end of the bar, I'm going down on an octave.
Is that something that you want to keep, or is it something that at some point you want to adjust?
I'm going to adjust that soon. I actually want to get more into my higher notes now, because I have a very good range. I can go high and low and middle. It's just that I had to get confident in my higher notes, and gotcha. It just takes time. It takes time.
So I wanted to ask you, like in the industry where it's like so competitive, right? I believe I heard you in a prior interview you was talking about kind of like just where music is, like from a female perspective now, and the type of music that you delivering to your fans and supporters. How hard is it for you to stay genuine and authentic to your sound in such a competitive market?
That was really one of the biggest reasons why it took me so long to put out music. Because I knew, like, I'm like, yo, everybody kind of like this one sound, and I'm so different. And like, if I really didn't have people who believed in me, I had people that were speaking life into me, and we all need that. We all need people to speak life into whatever we're doing in life. So it's a challenge. Don't get me wrong. Even though I am still confident I'm confident in my music now, it's a little back in my mind, like, you know,
should I be making this type of music?
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm very versatile. I don't put myself in a box. I can create songs like this. I actually want to create music that's, you know, the sound that's in the industry now, but it won't be my set sound. Yeah. It's just to show people, like, hey, I could dib and dab in everything. I got a jazz song, I got a funk song, I got a disco song, I got an R&B song, I got a pop song. You know, I got a Neo
I'm
songs.
about to say, hold on, you forgetting one more.
I got a
Get
Neo
one more. Can you jump in that sexy red bag? It's like, nah, let me stop playing.
I actually can. I actually can. If you
Because that's the sound that, even though I know that you a singer, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you don't necessarily, you're not rapping anyway. But, I mean, shit, it's still singers that teeter-totter on that runchy, you know what I mean?
I'm one of
Turn
those people,
sound.
actually. I do like to rap. Even before I started recording music, I was writing raps. It's just that it just took me a while to accept that
Mhm.
I can rap too, because it's like I didn't want that image, of a rapper, So I'm like, I'm just not gonna rap, but I can rap. I actually just wrote a rap. I actually put it on my Instagram though. But I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna record it. I actually have a beat. It's like a Detroit style, like Sada Baby type of beat. I'm rapping. I'm letting y'all
That's
know
what's
I
up.
will be rapping. I'm telling you, I will be rapping, especially because life. I've been experiencing life differently. That makes me want to express myself differently. And I got this from a girl, as well. She was telling me, like, I'm a singer too, but life just started lifing. And I've also started meeting a lot of singers who also rap too, but their main focus is singing. It was like life just started lifing, and I needed to express myself in other ways that singing can't always express. Like sometimes you really want somebody to feel you from like if you mess with me,
That's what
it's
be
called.
type shit.
So you can't sing to nobody, because if you sing to somebody, they gonna be like, that's a whole different feeling, different energy. But if you come in here rapping, or I'm talking to you directly, they'll get the mouth saying that I'm gonna make that type of music to talk about people. But
that's the energy it
yeah,
brings when you really trying to get something off your chest.
it's just like, I don't know, like rapping do kind of brings that out of me. So you guys will be hearing more raps from me.
In terms of collaborations, you feel me? Like, what's some of your go-to collaborations that you just like, when it's all said and done, you just gotta do?
Like, that's in the industry now?
Yeah, you can do industry and people, in the city that you rock with.
Because honestly, I feel like if you got talent, we could create music. But if you want to go the business way, marketing way, they're going to say you need to go ahead and make music with people who's already got a following and stuff. I feel like if I have talent and this person have talent, we can make people come our way. Mm-hmm. I ain't got to, ride somebody else's wave and get on. I mean, it is what everybody is doing, and eventually I am going to branch off into doing that. Like, I do want to work with Courtney Bell. I actually been communicating with him on a song, and he said, if you rock with it, he'll hop on the track. Mm-hmm. And it's a motivational song, so it's something that's already in his range. As far as like people that's like in like on the mainstream, for sure LMA, for sure have to work with LMA. I have to work with Monica. I have to work with Beyonce, because Beyonce is my inspiration since I've been 2 years old. And I have to work with Chris Brown, because he's also my inspiration. Chris Brown and Beyonce are my inspiration when it comes to creating like pop music or just music in general. But my person who inspires me, who's my inspiration to sing, would be Monica. I really, really love her voice.
Gotcha. No, Monica hard. She the one. I was gonna ask you too. When you said who was that you just said? Beyonce. You said Beyonce was your inspiration. Nah,
I know it's so cliche.
because it's gonna be, you ain't gonna really feel this one too much. You feel me? Like, you don't think Beyonce you I don't see it. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I respect her because I know she put in a lot of work, but like musically, like now she could just drop whenever she wants to and everybody gonna go crazy, even though the album ass.
Well,
so my question is, from a person that's like really into the Beyond, is we tripping on what we hear, or do y'all hear something different that maybe we need to catch up to?
I think is when you get to a certain level in your career, and it's a level that I feel like majority of artists is trying to reach, where you have people who genuinely support you and genuinely believe in you. After you've been doing it for so long and you've been just keep creating fire and fire, or just create longevity, regardless if your music is fire or not, the fact that you're consistent and you're keep dropping, you're going to get people, fans, supporters, genuine supporters who truly believe in you no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that's just what it is for Beyonce. She's been in this game for 26 years. And I know that because she came in she came in the game when I was born.
Straight up. No, you good. You good.
So I just think that she just have people who truly just genuinely believe in her no matter what she do. And I am one of those people, but I don't hold her to a standard like, oh my God, it's my God, I worship her. Like, oh my God. Like, no. I've just, ever since I've been watching her since a kid, when I see her perform when I was a kid, it's like, I want to do that. And her music always made me move and made me feel good because she creates pop music, even her R&B music. I've always just gravitated towards her, especially because she's in my era.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also that also let me know that I like pop music because I listen to a lot of pop, Michael Jackson, Whispers.
Yeah.
I listen to old school music too, you know, but it's like old pop, you know.
That's the good
begin
music.
to rock.
Yeah, that's the real music right there.
So it's just that when you just gotta get, when you get a certain level, you got people that believe. Even me now, I may not be on a big screen, but I definitely have people who truly believe in me, and no matter what I do or what I drop, they gonna stand behind me.
100. 100. So, in terms of like upcoming projects, new music, new stuff that people should be looking for, if you can, let them know what you got coming up.
So January 15th, well, January the 11th. I'm sorry about that. January the 11th, I will be headlining. Will be in a feature at this open mic called 90s Knowledge Cafe. If any one of you guys are familiar with it, it's on a Thursday. So that's what I will be having my focus on. I am shooting a music video to Wanting More. We will be giving out the rollout and the treatment for the music video as well, so people can know like what we're doing, where it's going to be at. So it was supposed to be January 15th, but we have some technical difficulties with the staff of the venue that I was going to use. So I'm trying to at least do it on that Friday or the next Friday. So that date is still to be announced. I am also going to be dropping another song, Nowhere, February 14th. You guys should be looking out in about a couple of weeks for the actual countdown of the song, because I'm actually getting ready to do a photo shoot for the cover art for Nowhere. And it's going to be so good. The projects that I'm really going to release next, it's going to really just tell a story of who I am, why I'm doing music, what's my inspiration in music, my love life, like especially with these visuals that I'm creating now with Wanting More and Nowhere. These two songs it's going to give you a little start of what I've been through and who I am, you know. So it's something to watch.
Well, I'm
Trust
definitely
me.
looking forward to it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely support you throughout the way. I enjoy doing these interviews because if I don't know you, you feel me? By time we finish the interview or whatever, I'm banking on you giving me something that's gonna make me a fan. And so I'm gonna say that you made me a fan. So I'm gonna definitely be supporting you, whatever the case may be. And just stay consistent and keep doing what you're doing. You know, any last minute shout outs for anybody that you want to put a spotlight on?
Yes. Shout out to Cannon. You already know who that is. I'm pretty sure the Forum magazine is very familiar with Cannon. He is a person who has helped me a lot when it comes to my music journey, as far as like the business side of everything and just showing me the ropes, because a lot of artists just think like it just goes to just putting out music. It's so much more than that. Like if you really want to take it there, it's so much more than just put music out. And he's seen that in me, seeing that like, oh, you want this for real, for real. And when it comes to the business side of music, that's how you know if a person really wanted it or not. Because it's so easy to just put out music and say, hey, go listen to my song, guys. No, you got to put in work. You got to market it. You got to go on promo pages. You got to do interviews. You got to do dances to it. You got to do TikToks. You got to find influencers. It's work. It is work. You got to brand yourself. It is work. And he was just showing me and telling me all of this stuff, because a lot of this stuff I did not know. And I'm so glad, because he even helped me get prepared for my releases. Like, before you release, make sure you have 20 songs following after that. And at first I didn't understand that. Like, why? But I understand now, because it's like, to focus on creating new music.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you do want to take a hiatus, you still got you got
yeah,
music rolling
for
still,
sure.
you know. So it just showed me that it's just time to put in work. And Sar as well. Shout out to him for supporting me and really, you know, believing in me for real, and
Sure.
being my protector. You know, he
Oh, yeah, you know, big bro gonna hold it down. That's my brother
he be
too.
holding it down for sure. Big shout out to Cannon and Ansar, and big shout out to my dancers, Daniel and Giovanni, because if it wasn't for y'all, I don't even like seriously, like half of the feedback that we get from One More I would be getting if I didn't have my dancers.
Sure.
Shout out to my mom for creating me and my dad for creating me. Shout out to my family, my brothers.
Now, you
for
know she
supporting
gonna
me.
have a problem over here.
I'll
you know
get
what
to
her. She waiting patient too. She like, all right, y'all gonna get it all out. Let me see.
I'll get to her. And shout out to my best friend Renee, the best person, one of the best people that is in my life. I love this girl to the death of me. She really supports me. She here with me today, y'all, for this interview, and here to become my photographer and stuff. Like, that's real friends for you.
No,
like,
for
we
sure.
be like, friend, can you come, you know, take pictures of me while I do this interview? Oh my God, yes, girl, I love this for you. And she was just saying like how much she loved these interviews for me and stuff like that. She even be, you know, trying to get me in the room with certain people that she know I can network with, and we can get somewhere with that. And I need those type of people in my life. Those
Absolutely.
only the type of people I want in my life. And by having her by my side shows me the type of people that I need in my life in order to stay on this career path.
Absolutely.
So big shout out to everybody. And I'm gonna shout the person out who in 2021 who got me to this, got me to where I am now, and my vocal coach, and the person that I'm dealing with now. Big shout out to you, baby, because we about to make it.
Where can they find you at on social media platforms?
You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook at INGENIOUS music _. You can also find me on all music platforms, even Tidal, even Amazon Music. INGENIOUS key, not Kai or KI, it's key, KI. And
That's what
find
it
me on
is.
everything.
That's what it is, man. Y'all heard it here, man. Post of the culture. Let's get it.